Welcome to All Things Flamingo podcast with the Flamingo Group and myself, Beth Reilly. Join us as we discuss all things to do with our community, real estate, and all things flamingo. Welcome and tune in for a flocking good time. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Beth.
Thank you.
So today we're interviewing Scramblin Egg, which is a food truck in Bloomington. And our guests, of course, are the owners, which is Grant Weitenheimer and Nick Peterson. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like that slogan in the beginning.
Talking good time. Yeah, I thought I'd get it out of the way, right?
We're still trying to think of our slogan, so
yeah.
Scramblin Egg.
Scramblin. We're kicking around a few right now.
Scramblin Egg. Ramblin.
There's a lot.
I don't know. Yeah, there are.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So this is really a great concept. It's super popular in Bloomington, and everybody's talking about seeing your truck all over the place. So how about if we just start at the top and learn more about how did you two meet, and then get into the concept itself, because this is a different concept. It's not like you just, people have their flavors, how they want things to come together and in their bowls, because you have both creamy, savory, you have hot and spicy, you have everything right there, and it's really delicious. So how did you two meet, and how did the concept come together?
Well, I'll let Nick kick off how we met. I'll go through with the concept.
Yeah. So we met, we both went to U of M Morris.
Okay.
We were actually 2 dorm rooms away from one another. And we just hit it off real quick. We were both Vikings fans, so we spent a lot of Sundays watching that. And slowly we kind of talked about our interests and future plans. And pretty early on, Grant told me, I'm going to start a breakfast place. And I thought it was kind of college talk and all that. But as the years went on, we both spent a lot of time cooking together and staying friends and working other restaurant jobs. And kind of came together.
So you guys cooked together?
Yeah, we did. We worked at Uncle Frankie's in Northeast.
Okay.
For a while together.
Yeah.
Anywhere else? I think that's it.
That's the only place mostly we just had different, restaurant jobs while we were still friends in Minneapolis or when Grant was in Colorado.
Yeah, because I did transfer. We went to U of M Morris together, and I went there for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were dorm neighbors. And then we ended up living together in Morris. Mm-hmm. But then I transferred after 2.5 years, and I went to Colorado.
Yeah.
And that's where I actually got this food trailer and brought it back. And then
you got the food trailer in Colorado?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
and then brought it all the way back. There were no brakes on it, so that was stressful. I had to buy a different truck, and it was an old 2005 GMC. It's had a plow on it, so I had to bring the plow back too. It was a whole thing. A stressful drive back, but I just remember being like, oh man, once I get this into the driveway of my parents' house, I'm going to feel so much better. Because, you're going up and down mountains, and I was just...
A plow in the front? Was that like a form of brake for you at some point?
I took the plow off the front, and we put it in the food trailer in the back with all of our...
So you're back heavy.
To all of our clothes and everything. Yeah, it was something
Holy
else.
cow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know you got, because it is a unique truck.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like all the other ones.
That's kind of like the big thing with it is it's just super unique looking. And there's no other food truck or food trailer that looks like this with that barn wood on the outside.
I remember early on, I don't know if someone suggested it to us, they said, you could strip all the barn wood off and you could have the whole thing wrapped in that yellow. And we thought about it, but I'm really glad we didn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was convincing me. Yeah, she was like, just want to take the wood off.
Yeah.
And then you can get that bright yellow around it. I'm like, that is a good idea, because then it would really, really stick out.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow opposed to brown. But
But it would seem, I think it would seem more fast foody.
Yeah. It would. But I mean, it turns out I couldn't even get it wrapped because under the barnwood, it's corrugated metal, so it's that wavy metal, and you need a flat surface if you're going to wrap a food truck or food trailer. So he's like, it's not even possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's all for the better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really
we get compliments about it all the time. People are just like, I just love how this looks.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's really nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how did you come to, why breakfast? Because really that's been it. From what I know about you, Grant, that's been the focus. It's like breakfast, breakfast, breakfast. Now I'm a big Bickner breakfast for dinner kind of guy. You know, I like all that. I love my breakfast.
Oh yeah.
So why breakfast for you?
I don't know what it is. You know, I feel like everyone's kind of got that thing they love in their life, and I feel like mine was always like the classic diner styles with the neon lights and the kind of like the ugly decor, you could say. I don't know. You know, it's just they just look different. It's a chance to really kind of put your creativity into a space and kind of make it however you want to look. And me and Nick are actually we both have connections with Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and
Oh, really?
there's a cafe diner called Viking Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something we talked about when we were like in Morris.
Yeah.
Because we both loved the Viking Cafe. I mean, their food's good. It's not like amazing food, but it's like
it's entirely atmosphere. It's
Yes.
something that's a place that hasn't, you know, changed an inch since like the 60s. And
Oh, love it.
yeah, and the whole town goes in there. It's constantly full. Just they're consistent and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So why change anything?
great biscuits and gravy. That's what I always recommend.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I loved kind of just breakfast my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I realized kind of just more of like you got to look at it from like a business standpoint on how you're going to make money with it.
Right.
I think there's just this market area that's missing for restaurants where it's, I always say, if you want to get breakfast food, you either have to go to a restaurant and you sit down and you wait 30 minutes and you get served upon, or you're going to some crappy breakfast place like McDonald's and you're getting a really poor quality breakfast, but it's really fast and affordable.
But it's fast. Yeah,
So
and you can fill the void.
There's no in between right now. So it's like, there's really nothing I can think of. So our thing is like, we want to be that fast casual breakfast spot where you can get a good quality meal, you can get it at a good price, and you can get it fast. So you know, on your way to work or on your way to school, and you want to eat something, we want to be that place that you think of because you won't have to sit down. You won't have to wait 30 minutes to get your food unless you're at the farmer's market. Actually, that's kind of a crazy day.
That could be a long one, yeah.
Once we get a brick and mortar, it'll be much more smooth, much more fast. But yeah, I mean, the fast casual concept kind of gives you a chance to have higher quality food. At McDonald's, they're fast food. So it's, you know, it's fast. That's the priority. So they don't spend as much time caring about the quality of the ingredients that they're using. Unlike us, where we spend a little bit more time to put more care into the food we're using. So we get pasture-raised chicken eggs from Farmington, Minnesota. It's Grand Farms, that's what it's called. So, you know, you go there and if the weather's right, he has the chickens out front walking around. Because I mean, I always say if we're not doing eggs right, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you went and actually checked out different farmers and said this was like the dude. This because the eggs are delicious. So how did you come to this? Did somebody say, hey, this guy's got some great eggs?
I'd say Google.
We Googled a few farms and we checked out 3 of them in the same day. And we actually ended up, because we kind of, we really like this place. We really like the way they do a certain thing. But we also just ended up doing a blind taste test where Grant's girlfriend Annie cooked the eggs for us and kind of marked which ones was which. And Brand Farms were the best ones. We're really happy with them. And
nice.
And it was interesting too, because a part of it was, I think we went to 4 farms. Because it's hard to find them. I mean, you know, it's hard to kind of make that connection now with local farmers as, you know,
it's a thing.
Expand outwards and you kind of lose a lot of that farm area. So, but you know, we met all these farmers and we loved them all. They were all super nice. So it's like, God, I wish we could just buy from all of them.
Yes.
But thankfully, Brand Farms, Farmer Aaron, that's his name, really nice guy. And you should, I mean, he's a great person to talk to too, because he's trying to build up his farm because he does, you know, he does apple picking. He's got all sorts of ventures
coming up next month, I think.
Next month should be a big month for him.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think that's so important. Everybody wants to know that people want to eat locally. It's just they've made it. There's really a distance between us and the farmer.
There is.
And we're trying to close that gap because the more we do our own food, well, I just think it's a good idea for our health in general.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's another thing with, I mean, as far as breakfast, a lot of people, we all have extremely busy lives. We don't always have the time to choose, fresh, organic, or all those things we
Right.
fill our own cupboards and refrigerators with. But we specialize in, and people can, whatever, hollandaise on some burritos, super spicy on other burritos, we'd still provide quality from the farmer, and we're really proud of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would be too.
I do think that's like one of the biggest problems in the food industry right now is this disconnection with the food itself that you're eating,
Right.
When people don't know where they're getting their food from.
Mhm.
And it's like no one really even cares anymore either. And you can look back to when the bird flu, or like a few months ago,
Yeah.
when egg prices just skyrocketed.
Right.
And that's the interesting thing with what we're doing. It's like our prices wouldn't have skyrocketed because we're buying them from a local farmer, and he's not experiencing the
Bird flu issues.
giant corporations are experiencing with their millions and millions and millions of birds. So that's an advantage of buying locally. It's like you're not as dependent on these giant corporations and their mass farming practices. But yeah, I mean, if we could do more of it, we'd love to. But
we're taking. I mean, the milk bread that we use is from the Taste of Scandinavia.
Yep.
Really happy with that. And I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's just buying from Bloomington businesses as far as our ingredients. We also just love having their business cards in our window.
Yeah.
It's like a fun little billboard for a bunch of people there. And
the other thing I like is that your menu, and we'll get into that in a minute, but your menu's it's not everything. See, what I've noticed with other places is it's like, well, I hate to drop names, but like the Cheesecake Factory. It's a book.
Oh,
I mean, you have to read this book. How can they possibly be connected to the farmer in that situation?
Yeah.
They can't. It has to be some kind of frozen food situation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. 300 refrigerators back there. Yeah, I don't know.
They have like 20 different kind of, just like region. Yeah, it's insane. You're gonna get me fired up about that. And I hate big menus.
Yeah.
I got in a heated argument with a friend about that because I'm just like, it's like I love the choices. You can choose so many different things, and I'm like, but the quality of you can choose to do a few things really well, or you can choose to do a ton of things okay.
Okay, or
Yeah, exactly. That's passive.
And I think Americans have really, wow, we're off on a tangent, but I think Americans are like, we're okay with, we shouldn't be okay with, we should be sitting there saying, well, wait a minute, I'd rather have 8 items.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the chef say to me, great, tomatoes are really fresh right now. We think this would be a great opportunity for you to have, I don't know, spaghetti or something like that. I made it fresh. I would much rather go in, be somewhat surprised by the opportunity of eating fresh pasta with fresh tomatoes than going in and saying, wow, I can have cheesecake and linguine. I don't know. That doesn't turn me on.
And too many choices, that stresses people out.
It does. It does me.
It's like the more choices you have, the more stressed out a customer gets.
Yeah. They don't realize that. It's kind of when you look at people like, I don't know, who was it? Mac. Who was the guy that did Macintosh computers?
Oh man, I don't even.
Steve Jobs and
Stephen Jobs. If you notice, remember he always wore a t-shirt and jeans?
Sure.
Always. Black t-shirt, jeans. Well, the reason is because he didn't want to make that many decisions.
Wow.
Right away, it was like, okay, I'm going to wear a t-shirt and jeans today, so I don't have to decide. I got all these other things to decide on and to look at and be creative. I know this is off subject, but it is the same way when I'm tired and you go into a restaurant and you have 25 pages. I mean, again, I'm going to go back to Cheesecake Factory because that was a crazy huge menu. Yeah.
Well, in breakfast.
Yeah.
We don't want you
feeling
stressed out first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Just give me coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, cool. What were you saying?
Oh, just we have a very tight menu, but I mean the amount of combinations you can do.
Yes.
We have friends that are vegans that stop by. We have a guy who gets all 3 types of meat in his sandwich. There's just a huge amount of curation you can do on whatever you order. but we're only 12 feet long, and we can still make it happen. So.
Yeah, it's a small little space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the goal was to have it be so customizable where anyone with any dietary restrictions can get something.
Ah,
Because a lot of
brilliant.
times places, and if you're gluten free, they'll have options, but maybe they're going to charge you an extra $2. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because you shouldn't be punished and have to pay more money just because you're gluten intolerant or you have a dairy allergy. So our prices are always, they're the same. I mean, unless you're getting avocado, that's $1 upcharge, but those are a little more expensive for us.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, and like Nick was saying, like we have vegan friends that come by and they just don't get an egg, and they just load it up with veggies, and it's got rice and quinoa. So it's still a really nutritious and filling breakfast, and it's the same price as anyone else is paying.
So that's really unique. That is really unique in and of itself. So let's go there. How did you put the menu together? I know that there's all these combinations, but what's interesting is the bowl itself it kind of all starts with rice, potatoes,
and potatoes.
Okay. So I'll let you give the spiel, because it's very unique, works really well on the palate. It's just, I'd like to hear more of how you came to that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just as far as, we knew there's going to have to be burritos. There's going to have to be kind of that option, a lot of carbs more on that side. And we also wanted something handheld that you could drive away with, eat at work, whatever the case would be. As far as the bowl, it was the lighter option for sure. And we kind of played around with a few different ideas of doing our potatoes and doing our rice and all that. But we also just wanted to make sure that, like we were saying earlier, vegetarians, carnivores, anybody could eat it. So we just played around with kind of like vegetable bouillons and the rice, a little bit of turmeric, and potatoes. We're kind of still changing the idea now, but just little bite-sized potatoes for us. And it was basically what we're looking for is something that's not going to fall off of your fork. You still load it up with all your veggies, all your meat, whatever you're having, and make it pretty delicious. And having an egg on top too.
Oh yeah,
kind of covers it all
Super savory.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the interesting part too, because I mean, we're only 4 months old. We're still very new, so we're always changing. And I think one of the most interesting things that I've learned is just how me and Nick work together, because we're friends. So it's, when you tell people you're going to start a business with a friend, a lot of people are like, ugh.
Yeah. Get a little nervous.
Right, exactly. But I've learned like the most successful part. I'm sorry, I got a lawnmower going here. Sorry. No, but like the most successful partnerships are the ones where the partners kind of have their divided roles, and that they kind of get their own space to create and do things. And I like to give more of the credit to Nick for the menu, because I mean, I kind of said like what I want the menu to be, handheld, like choices, burrito, sandwich, bowl. And then Nick has spent more time in the kitchen, kind of making the recipes and being like, oh, this tastes a little bit better. We should do this way. So in that way, it was kind of like, this is what I visualized the menu should be. And then Nick kind of grabbed that and ran away with it, which was really nice.
So Nick, what did you do? Cause like I get, like tired palate. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like, why does the quinoa and potatoes go well together compared to 2 days ago when I put onions, potatoes, and did you have a process behind that so that you could actually say, yeah, this is better, or was it just taking notes?
Yeah, taking notes, every day, especially in the early days, changing things up. And I mean, we're still like, we've kind of, as far as when we're trying to streamline our prepping process, we just talked about, we can make these small changes that'll also affect the taste or things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's just, pretty diligent note taking, and things that I've done in the past that have worked really well, things that Grant has done in the past that works well. And also, I mean, honestly, it's kind of nice to have just a framework of Grant's, early on we were talking about the menu. I want this to be affordable breakfast, but I want this to be delicious, affordable breakfast. And then just kind of operating inside of that, you have this idea of, okay, we can make this sausage, we can have this different blend, we can spice it up a little bit better way. And people really love our sausage now, but that was kind of born from making this the best bang for your buck, good amount of spice. And it was
interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's very savory. I mean, it's really, for me, it's very savory. And it's also filling. Like I get the bowl. So
Sure. Yeah.
just so you know. No, I get the bowl. So when I get in, it has a lid. You know, you guys give me a lid and a fork and everything. And like I'll eat half of it and then I'll eat the other half like 4 hours later.
Sure. Yeah. It's a lot. We give you a lot of food.
Yeah.
And yeah, the bowl has actually become, it's tough to say. I think it's our best seller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's changing. I mean, at first it was burritos, but then bowl has been just slowly catching up. And I'm really glad to see that because it's more of like a lighter, you know, it's a lighter option for breakfast. And it's really good for you too. That quinoa, you get a really good grain in that with good protein in it. So, and I'm glad people are buying bowls. And plus they look beautiful.
They look beautiful.
Yeah, they look good. They're great. I think I took a picture of mine too. Yeah.
Yeah,
for social media, I was like, "Oh, Christine, check this out." Yeah, I was sending pictures to her.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to hear people. Yeah, with the top that we give everybody. And I had some for breakfast, then I had some for lunch while I was at work, and I love them cold as well. Actually,
Yeah, I was okay with it. So also, you're seeming to get a really interesting group of people. First of all, food trucks are fairly new to Bloomington.
Yeah.
Kind of new. The only time we're going to see a food truck is at the farmer's market. And then you guys showed up at the farmer's market, and then people started to talk to me. People think I know a lot about Bloomington just because I run around. Of course, we sell houses and that, but also I'm really into what's going on in the community. And before Jeremy said anything to me about your business grant, people said, "Hey, there's a food truck at the gas station." Or I think it was a gas station at Lund's. This is the first time I heard about you guys.
Okay. Oh yeah. That was a while ago.
That was like our second, third Saturday. Yeah. Really,
oh, there you go. So I heard about it early, but it was so unique to have a food truck in Bloomington anywhere,
right?
Much less, in Lund's parking lot and things like that. So where are some of the different places that you go?
So we kind of, like I said, we're only 4 months in. So the goal was always to find like a consistent schedule. Because we want people to be like, you know, it's a Tuesday, so they go, oh, Tuesday they're at Ace Hardware. We know that they're there every Tuesday.
Okay.
And of course we couldn't
on 98th.
First, yep, on 98th. And of course at first we couldn't. We had to try all these spots, and some spots worked well, and some spots didn't.
It didn't work right as well. Yeah.
And that was frustrating because then it's like, we want people to go, oh, every Tuesday they're at Ace Hardware, but then what happens? They expect that, and then one day, oh, we're not there.
Yeah.
And then they drive there, and they're like, "What the heck? We're not there."
Yeah.
But, like we tried Paradise Car Wash on Lyndale, and I thought that was going to be a home run.
Yeah.
Because Lyndale, busy.
Yeah.
But it just never.
No, for whatever reason, it just it didn't catch there at all, and then we changed to the Ace Hardware, and I don't know. Sometimes it can be just as simple as the positioning of the truck.
Yes.
Just make sure people see where we are. And then, they can slow down enough. And we had a guy say,
even with Ace Hardware, first of all, it's super easy access.
Yep.
That was what I noticed.
Yeah.
And then also both Ace Hardware and the printing company, which are right next to each other. You guys are parked in between them.
Yep.
Both places told me what they ordered. Because I go into Ace for something, and I talked to a couple of people there, and they told me what they ordered. They were burrito people. Then I used the printing company for all my flyers, and they just saw me out front, and the guy I work with came running out to tell me what he orders. I don't know why they tell me what they order, but that's a thing. He's a sandwich guy, and he goes, "What did you get?" And I'm like, "Well, the bowl." So
I mean, how great is that? We could all get it. And I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but it was something to tell each other what you ordered, kind of like, this is my thing, what's your thing? So.
Right, exactly. Yeah, everyone's kind of got their own thing, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah,
I mean, the locations too. The main thing we noticed was how can people see us? Can they drive in? Can they park easily? And that kind of ended up leading us to just be like Old Shakopee Road. Let's just hang out on Old Shakopee Road because that's the busiest. I think that's probably got to be the busiest road in Bloomington. Stretches all the way from west to east.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get tons of people driving down that every day,
Yeah.
and if you get all those people, and then every day of the week they're seeing us at a different location, all down Old Shakopee. I feel like eventually they gotta stop and try us.
Yeah.
And once they try us,
they can't stop.
yeah, we gotta hook
Yeah. They just have to know where you are. I agree.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you have the 98th Street Ace Hardware. Where else on Old Shakopee? If you could just name, I know the farmers market on Saturday mornings. Where else?
through them.
Yeah.
So it's Tuesday. It's Ace Hardware on 98th by Kennedy High School, and then
Okay.
Wednesday is Honest One Auto Care on Old Shakopee. It's by like the Paradise Car Wash, kind of by
Oh, yeah.
Field.
Yeah.
We kind of call that was our first spot. So
Okay.
we know all
That's home base.
we know all the workers and all those businesses there, and they love us. But it's not our best performing spot, so we kind of call it our word of mouth spot because we're more tucked away.
Okay.
But yeah, whenever we've had new drinks or new menu items, we've done them there, and because these are people that have been eating our food every Wednesday for the last 4 months, so it's just a really nice to be able to kind of work with them. And like you said, we know them all by name at this point.
Yeah. And then the other one, St. Luke's Lutheran Church on Old Shakopee, right across from the Bloomington Civic Center. And that has been a dynamite spot for us.
Really? Okay, that's not too far from Ace, really.
Yeah, no, it's not. But I mean, we get a ton of city workers. We get the police department, the fire department come by, which is just awesome to see.
And that's which one? St. Luke's, and then is that Wednesday or that's Thursday?
That's Thursdays.
Thursday.
Yeah. And that spot's super nice because their parking lot is giant. They have so much parking. So they have all this space that's just not getting used.
And most of the cops can walk over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they walk over. So it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just gives the church kind of a chance to use their space to help a business, a local business. And then also it kind of just gets more eyes on St. Luke's as well.
It does.
People to go to church, and so maybe if a person gets a burrito, I don't know, maybe they'll go to church on Sunday. Who knows?
But it's a beautiful area too. All those super old trees there, and we love the St. Luke's spot.
Oh yeah, St. Luke's is great. Pastor.
And that seems to be your most profitable spot, would you say?
Well, definitely.
The farmers market would be our.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
And then Friday we're at Shell gas station on Old Shakopee Road, right by Dred Scott Park, very close to the Honest One Auto Care as well.
Oh yeah. And that's your Friday. Okay.
Yep, and that's always been a good one. Past 2 weeks though, it's been just a little slower. I think could be the heat and stuff. We've kind of realized if it's a scorcher of a day, people don't really stop as often.
Yeah,
the weather definitely plays a big role in the food truck industry, which is
something we're gonna have to work on soon here.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So what's your winter gonna look like?
Hopefully winter we're inside. That's the goal.
Yeah, whether that be brick and mortar or online orders, it's pretty up in the air as far as what we're looking to do.
Okay.
Now for the winter, what we're looking to do is get a brick and mortar. We're looking
brick and mortar. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting close. Okay.
People are asking more and more. More of our customers are like, "What are you going to do in the winter? What are you going to do in the winter?" And we've just been so busy, we haven't really been able to kind of plan for it. But we have ideas. We're going to implement. I mean, this is if we don't get into brick and mortar and we do have to tough it out through the winter. We're going to implement online ordering for customers, where they can just go online, order what they want, set their time for pickup, enter what kind of car they're driving. And then once we see them pull into the lot, we'll just run their food out to them. They won't have to get out of their car. So we'll make it as simple for them as possible. Yeah. And then
let's talk about that.
Oh yeah.
I think we have some ideas. So yeah, I'll help you out. I'll chat it up with a few people, see what we can do. One of my favorite ideas was the one, I think it was the gas station next to Europolis. I was sitting there thinking, okay, why not this? It's been empty forever. Started researching it, and Europolis already bought it.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing their drive-through program, or they're going to do the drive-through building there.
Which would have been perfect for you guys.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I was thinking, too. I was like, oh, that'd be because Europolis that's my favorite Bloomington restaurant. I love Europolis.
Oh yeah.
Dino.
And again, not a huge menu.
Right, exactly.
Limited. So fresh and
they just churn people through. It's really cool to see. Yeah, I have a great deal of respect for Dino. He does.
Aren't they brothers?
Yeah,
I think it's the brothers.
But I've met Dino.
Okay.
But yeah, that restaurant is great. That's like a great staple of Bloomington. So I'm excited to see them expand. I think everyone in Bloomington is really excited to see what they do.
Oh yeah, it's the lunch spot. I mean, it's a spot now. I think, and that's the direction you guys are going, and I don't see you colliding with them.
Right.
It's not the same space.
Oh yeah. And I mean, that's kind of something I've thought too is, as we look for brick and mortars, we want to be in Bloomington. That's like our number one goal because we built this following here and we want to keep growing off of that. And, plus, I think customers would love to just see us, grow. Kind of follow our growth. But yeah, I kind of see that area of Europolis. Like I could see that being kind of like a restaurant hub for Bloomington.
I do too. Again, something else. Something we need to get rid of that strip mall. We won't get into real estate, but that strip mall's got to go. But.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they got other restaurants in there, so I wonder. I don't know. We'll keep looking. So you could tell me a little bit of what went down with the city code amendment modifying the permitted operating hours of mobile food units. So you probably you're the most popular mobile food unit in Bloomington. What was your journey? So I mean, we're doing breakfast food, obviously, and we kind of went through the city code ordinance because they expanded. They allowed food trucks. This is a new thing,
right
here. And so looking through it, I looked through tons of different cities and what they allow. And Bloomington was good for breakfast because they let you open at 7 a.m.
Okay.
A lot of other cities, it's 10 a.m, and that's just too late for us.
Nothing now.
But they did have a part in the ordinances where it was like, if you're within 250 feet of a residential property, you can't open before 10 a.m. And that just kind of restricted what you could operate out of. For instance, you couldn't operate out of Ace Hardware with that restriction. And so what they did is I talked to the city and they made a little ordinance change where they said if there's a bilateral road, some sort of road like Old Chocolate in between the food truck and the residential property, then you can open at 7 a.m. Because the thought is, well, the main reason they do that is they don't want us running our generator at 7 a.m. and being close to residential property and pissing them off. But that logic doesn't really make sense if there's a busy road like Old Shakopee where there's cars just constantly driving at 7 a.m. So it's like we wouldn't be making too much more noise.
Right. They're not going to hear your generator over Old Shakopee. They just won't.
And thankfully the city it was an awesome experience.
Really nice people there. They just listened to where we were coming from. They asked all the questions we would hope they would ask, and it was a speedy process too.
It was.
Which
it's all about, and the thing I think one of your best things you did is you went to the city. Didn't you physically go there and talk to them? Yeah.
It was. I went the first time, and it was the city council gives you an opportunity. You can type in your name, call in, and you get before they have their city council meetings. You can do you could sit with them, the city council members, and the mayor. And originally, I kind of just wanted to do it to just introduce myself and the business.
Good thinking.
Unfortunately, Nick wasn't there that day because he's busy in the kitchen, so it's just me there. But it was really nice meeting them. I just introduced myself and told them I was, I grew up in Bloomington. I want to start my business here. And then I just kind of went off of that, and I was like, I think this food truck ordinance you have is fantastic. There's just a little rule that's a little bit restrictive for my business. This is why I think it should change. And, I don't want them to feel like they have to change stuff for me. So I want to give good reasons as to why it's really not that big of a deal to make a little change. And they were all really nice. They listened to me, and they connected me with a person in the planning department. And then I worked for a little bit, and then she just took off with it and got that.
She was extremely helpful in the whole process.
Nice.
Yeah, and then me and Nick, we went in again, and this was actually during the city council meeting, and we went up and talked and just kind of gave our piece on why we think that modification wouldn't really change too much, and it would help our business kind of be able to grow.
Yeah.
So,
And thank you very much. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of bad. I don't know. I mean, like my dad too. Well, you hear a lot of people. They get kind of bitter about like just government and bureaucracy.
Yeah. Take care of that next year.
Exactly. A lot of people.
Well, it was nice that you went in. I really think that what happened somewhat during COVID is we became really attached to online services and just typing an email or whatever. And I think that going in, we're still a face-to-face. We're humans.
Yeah.
And we like face-to-face businesses. We like to buy from the small businessman. We'd like to see businesses strive and grow. It's a big part of being human, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just an email away. Go in, talk to the city, see how it works, so that next time maybe you're going to have a better understanding of how code works, how this, who to talk to even.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And they treat us so well. I mean, it could have gone the other way. They could have gone, no, we're not going to change this.
Right.
Okay, bummer. But
Yeah.
I would never be like, how could, exactly. I mean, I understand. I'm not going to get my way all the time. Like, that's just how it goes. So I'm really appreciative that they changed it for us.
Cool. Give a thumbs up to Bloomington then.
So, yeah, definitely thumbs up.
Yeah, we love it here. I mean, it's great to know that we'll be here for a while. It's nice.
Yeah.
So next steps is really you're trying to find brick and mortar or an online solution for the winter, right?
Right. I mean, we still will opt. You can still come up to the window in the winter. We're gonna install a heater above the ordering window, so that it can actually, be warm when you're ordering.
Yeah. And luckily we're pretty fast, so you won't have to be out there too long.
Yeah. And even still, if they order, I'll be like, okay, what's your car? Over there, we'll run it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It'll work out. That's a good flexibility index until you find the right thing. Who knows? Who knows this might be just so novel that you're going to be like, wow, maybe we got something here,
I'm kind of hoping that's how it plays out too, where it's kind of like, oh wow, they're gonna go through the winter, like we gotta, this is something else, like we gotta give it a try, see what it's. I don't know. I feel like you're like, I want to kind of turn into like we're fighting. We're not gonna let winter stop us. We're gonna keep going. We gotta push. And everyone's still got to eat in the winter, so yeah. I mean, Nick's our social media guy. He's in charge of the social media, so I'm hoping, I think we're gonna push some stuff out during the winter time.
We're gonna brag a little,
head to head.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think it'll work out just great. Let us know. We'll repost and put it on my personal page and stuff because I like the food. I won't do anything I don't already know and do. So it's like, no, this is pretty good. Some of the pictures that they put up that I thought I think it's the hot sauce is the left one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my sauce.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's also my favorite sauce. Yeah.
So it's a hot sauce, the hollandaise. What's the other one?
Well, we have just scramblin sauce, which is like our house sauce, a little bit sweet and spicy, but not crazy spicy. And then we also have chili crisp, which is really, it's also a spicy sauce, but it says when we were talking about gluten-free people, vegans and all that, it covers a lot of those bases. And it's just really great on eggs. It's really nice.
Yeah. Nice.
It's it's this chili oil we get from Asian markets nearby. It's got little crunchy pieces in it.
Yeah.
It's more like a dry, it's not as liquidy as a lot of the other sauces. You kind of got to put it on with a fork almost, but people love it. I mean, it's great on eggs. Yeah.
Now I gotta try it.
Oh yeah. Try it.
Sure.
Do half chili crisp oil, half scramblin sauce. That's what I always recommend. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. Half and half.
Yeah, like I said, you get a little. There's like a little crunchy, like little peanuts in it and stuff, so you get some crunch. And my mom always said that she was like, everything's better with a crunch. So
I agree. Texture's great.
Exactly.
Texture's a huge part of eating.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, good. Have I missed anything, or is there anything you'd like to bring up more?
I don't know. We can talk about social media a little bit.
Yeah, check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Also, our website just has all of our locations. But yeah, that's the best way to know as far as new menu items, where we're going to be, or just kind of upcoming plans for us. That's usually the best way to find out.
Do you think you're going to be changing anything? Like, are you going to be doing any seasonal foods like sweet potatoes? I don't know, anything like that.
Yeah, we've talked. I mean, we've talked a little bit about. I'd love to get some sweet potatoes on maybe just like a week-long special, maybe, or if there's some interest for it, or we talked a little bit about these new coffee drinks that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think we could do something kind of like a fun spin on the pumpkin spice lattes, or maybe make our own little style of it. That's always been a big part of, I think, the menu creation. We don't want to just be boilerplate what everyone else is doing, but we want to do something everybody wants. So we've had a lot of fun with the drinks that we make, and just now we got chicken on the menu, and
having an option that wasn't pork was really important to us.
Yeah,
because like I was saying before, we want anyone to be able to get something.
Yeah, because we have a pretty high Somalian population and Jewish population that would not eat pork.
Yep.
So that's a great option.
Yeah. I mean, it's really important.
And that's like even it's not even really a breakfast meat, you could say, but I think we played around with a few different ways of doing it, and we ended up with this really good breakfast chicken. Highly suggested to people.
Yum! Now I got to do it again.
I would go. I mean, it's like we have all these things we want to add, but this trailer, where is it? Right here. Yeah, it's only 12 feet long. It's tiny, and we're maxed right now. We only have one refrigerator in there, so it's loaded to the brim every morning.
Yeah.
And that's been something that's been stressing me out a little bit. Is on like farmers market days, we run out of things because we just can't fit
all in there. I get it.
Too much. The demand's too high right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, of course, we want to grow into a brick and mortar, and that's always been our goal. But at this point, it's like we need a brick and mortar, and we don't have the space right now. So it's like I would love to have jalapenos. I'd love to have mushrooms. I'd love to have sweet potatoes, maybe I don't know, different kind of veggies that people can choose.
Sure.
But where's it going to go? We can't. There's
so
no room
like
for it anymore.
In the kitchen, they say, they'll say different galley kitchens. They'll say, oh yeah, that's about a 2-butt kitchen. So how many butts can you get in your kitchen?
Wow, we got 4 butts on site.
Oh man, that's a lot.
And we've done it in a way. Thankfully, you're not moving. You got your station, and you're moving.
And your job.
Turning. That's about it.
Yeah.
Because you can't be going behind in people. You can't be moving around the whole time. So
I get it.
One of the more enjoyable things I think about running a restaurant is like you get your menu built. And then you kind of try and make it into an assembly line in a way where things are as efficient as they could possibly be. So you get food out as fast as possible. And minimizing steps is like one of the most important things is having, we don't move. You're in your station. Make sure everything is, you can grab the stuff you need. It's right in front of you because, every second matters when someone orders food. So.
Definitely.
Well, it's interesting. It's like I'm watching the McDonald's movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
About the Golden Arches and how, remember when they put in the tennis court and they marked off the tennis court of where everybody's job was going to be.
Yeah.
And then they had everybody start working, pretend you're making fries, pretend you're doing that. And then they're like, no, this isn't going to work. So then they'd erase it. They'd start a whole new, they did that. And it's very similar to what you're doing. And they were also very successful with a limited menu.
Yep. Yeah.
And they did do some seasonal stuff, like, I don't know, the Shamrock Shake, stuff like that. Those were all seasonal items. Sounds like you're really going down the same path, except believe me, it's delicious. So I'm, doesn't taste like fast food.
And I do have a lot of respect. I love that movie.
It's a great movie. It is. It's a
book, Grinding It Out. I've read that quite a few times.
We want to be as efficient as we can, as cheap as we can, because we do have that competition. We do have McDonald's breakfast, Taco Bell breakfast, everything. And I mean, we try to provide something that those places can't, which sometimes it might just be us in the window. How's your day going? We can customize this for you. But
or knowing you. Just knowing you. It's like, good. It's kind of a neighborhood feel to it, right?
Oh yeah, and that's something that Bloomington needs more of. That I don't know,
community.
the connection you can make with business owners, small local business owners.
Yeah.
That's really important. And
yeah, I mean, but just as important as the being fast and being delicious. But yeah, that other edge on us.
Yeah. So hopefully we can find that space in Bloomington and keep growing, because we've been making so many connections. You know, we've met so many people, and I grew up here, and I've met so many people that I've never met before, and now we know them on a first name basis. That's definitely the best part of this job, I'd say, is
absolutely
just meeting all these people and getting to see them on a regular basis.
Yeah, isn't it interesting, the outcomes? Sometimes you think you're going for one thing, and then something really terrific happens, and you're like, "Whoa, now that's a great serendipity." I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been a great interview. I'm super excited to try your menu. I'm going to do the half and half next time.
Yes, please do.
Please do.
Well,
thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, this was really nice.
Grant Weitenhammer and Nick Peterson, thank you so much. And let's have more success for Scramblin Egg.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, Beth. You too, and the Flamingo Group.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I guess I should. If you need to buy any real estate in Bloomington or outside of Bloomington, we'd love to be a realtor of choice.
Well,
there, I put my plug in.
I love it. Making those connections.
That's what
it's all about.
Thanks.
Well, great. Thank you.